Oh, hello, fam. Welcome back. Welcome to the other side of the world. Welcome to YouTube. Hi. How you guys doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. A little bit different today. I have a fantasy hockey draft today. And I know some of you are getting that. Like, we're getting there close to the season. A lot of you procrastinate, like myself, and we got drafts late before the start of the regular season. So, preseason's underway, all that stuff's happening. So I thought, why not live stream it? Why not, eh? Let's do that. So that's what we're going to do here. This is a keeper league that I am in, 12-team keeper. Got to keep 5 players. So we'll go through a little bit here. And literally, it'll be live stream. So I'm hoping I'm not going to get too many of the boys stream sniping my picks. But hey, we live and we learn as we go about here. So let me just pop up here. Let me pop up my draft board here. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. All right. So as you can see, I'm already queued in. I'm waiting. I got the first overall pick. I know. That's how bad I was last year. Let's not worry about that, though. Let's worry about this, though. If you need help, okay, because some of you are going to need help. Me, I put together the Fantasy Alarm Draft Guide. My good friend Andrew Dewhurst and I. We broke our heads. We argued a little bit. We came up with different strategies. But in the end, we collaborated. We put together the Fantasy Alarm Draft Guide. If you need a copy of the Fantasy Alarm Draft Guide, look at this. Boom. You head over to fantasyalarm.com. Get yourself a copy. If you're not sure how to do that, you go to Fantasy Alarm. Boom. Right there, you go to the NHL tab. Ultimate Cheat Sheet. Click on it. If you already have an account, you're going to see it right there. It'll download. If you do not have an account, $19.97. It's a full $20. That's $10 less than it was at the beginning of the season. $10 less. Save $10 instantly. Instantly. Go ahead, get yourself an account, fill out your information, get yourself a copy of the auction sheet, best ball underdogs draft as well, rankings for points leagues, categories leagues, busts, sleepers, you name it, it's there. So make sure you go ahead and you do that. Not already. Once you sign up, you get all the stuff to sign up to the Discord as well, the DFS, the NHL season long as well. You can ask questions to Andrew and I. You get all your draft stuff needed. It's a busy couple of days, but we're going to get through it, okay? We can do this. So make sure you go ahead and you do that. I'm just going to wait here for it to come up. Make sure a couple of things here before we start. If you have a draft coming up, make sure you are aware of your league settings. I repeat this every year. Somebody's showing up to the draft thinking it's a category league and it's a points only league. Get to know your settings. Get to know what's going on. I know the settings in my league. This is a head-to-head category league. Every category is important with the exception of the plus minus, because I am still in a league with owners who think that plus minus is important. It is not. We deal with it. In my league that I am in here, you can see all the scoring categories are right up here, right? So you got goals, assists, plus minus, penalty minutes, power play points, shots on goals, hits, and block shots. For forwards. For goalies, it's wins, goals against average, saves, shooting percentage, and shutouts. That's what our league is tracking. About 12 categories. Goalies are important. So are players. This is a keeper league as well, so we had to keep some players. Now you're asking yourself, how comes Connor McDavid here? We do it a little differently in our league. So basically what happens is that you keep the player, right? But at 2-spot penalty from where he was drafted last year. So for example, I kept some of these players here. You could not keep some of the top players without paying a first-round penalty for some of them. So that's why you see Connor McDavid here. He was first overall since the beginning of time. And basically, the penalty is too much. What is the penalty? It's 2 rounds. So, for going to be a good example of mine, I kept Kyle Connor. Kyle Connor was taken, or at least from the last time, because these ones will continue. As long as you keep him wherever he was kept last year is where you kept him. I got to keep him, I think, in the 6th last year. So, I decided to keep him again. He was a 4th rounder last year, which means I lose my 2nd round pick. Okay? So, this is very important because you don't want to give up all your early picks because there are players who are still there. You're looking for value. So, yes, I got the first overall pick in the draft. I do not have a 2nd round pick, but I'm not too worried because I'll get the turn pick and I'll be fine when I get there. So, My keepers here are Braden Point, Tyler Seguin, Kyle Connor, Brian Rust, and Tyson Barrie. That's what I've decided to go with. I think I'll be able to complement this pretty well, per se, at that point. So, here's where I am in the setup of what I'm looking for here. There's a lot of things that happen here. I'm excited to get this done. As you can see here, Yahoo uses projected stats. I'm not going to care about projected stats. Don't either. These are made-up numbers at the beginning of the year. I put together projections as well over at the Fantasy Alarm. I can tell you a lot of this is trial and error and trying to understand. You can try to be as precise as possible, but at the end of the day, a lot of this is just, you know, who knows kind of what happens. So that's where we are with that. 5 minutes here. Just going to get in here slowly, make sure we got everything rocking. What else do I want to worry about? Nothing else per se right now. But I feel good about this. There's a lot of with the boys. I enjoy fantasy hockey. I got one today, and I think I got 2 more. I think I got 2 more. I have no idea how many I'm in. I just show up when needed. Good thing Monday is a holiday. Thanksgiving in Canada. I'm excited about it. What you don't see to the right is my Fantasy Alarm cheat sheet that I have. Like I said, Andrew put it together. I trust his judgment about 80% of the time. But he did a pretty good job of putting everything together here. I'm excited about it. You should get like I said, you should get yourself a copy. You're going to definitely need it. Definitely need it. You're going to need it. At least it gives you a better shot of maybe being able to win. Does it guarantee wins? No. But I made a lot of bad decisions last year, okay? I drafted Tyler Seguin, who was hurt all year. I drafted Jack Eichel. I drafted as well Taylor Hall. Things did not go well. Carter Hart, Tristan Jack. I could go on. It was not a good year for me. It was tough. It was a tough one, but we almost survived, and that's all that matters right now, okay? All that matters. So, I got my G Fuel in here. No dry scoops, though. Sorry, mustache. No dry scoops, but we'll see how we get there. We'll see how that runs, and we'll see where it all happens. All right. Pre-draft rankings are okay. I got my scoring settings here. We could have 3 centermen. You're right, 3 centermen. So the league settings again here, remember, right? Some of you have specific positions. 3 centermen, 3 left wingers, 3 right wingers, 4 defensemen, 2 goalies, a bunch of bench spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bench spots, and 2 IR plus spots. So again, know the rules. It's important that you understand them, okay? Don't show up to the draft being wrong. Okay? Show up to the draft being, you know, intoxicated. That's fine. That's, you know, that's how we live here. That's how we do. All right. Let's get ready here. We're going to have a good time here. We're going to have a banger of a moment. Warzone was fun today. Sweaty, but fun. Sweaty, but fun. But I think we should be okay. We should be able to get what we need out of it. So, what else am I looking for here? Just making sure all my stuff is in the right spot here. That's what I like about having, like, I got 3 monitors and I could never go down to one less. I got you, Chad, on the left. I got my draft guide here on the right. Got a whole bunch of tabs as well. Make sure I keep up with any information that I may need during the year. Okay. For example, daily face-off. I need to know as of today, players or whatnots or who's skating on where. It's still preseason, so it means very little. But if I wanted to just get a glimpse as of right now what's happening, I can do that. So I use daily face-off for all my lineup information needs, right? Probably one of the best in the industry. Left wing lock, also another good one. Shout out to the boys over there as well, doing a great job. Wherever you need your information is where you get. And we're going to go, like I said, we're going to go through this. I'm going to give you my opinion on some of the picks that I take here. We'll see who goes off the board. I obviously know where I'm going with my first pick. It's not going to be a hard one here. Don't make your life complicated, right? Early picks are not rocket science. They're just early picks. Okay? All right, I'm ready here. Let's see. This is my favorite part, 50 seconds. I'm so excited. I'm like a child on Christmas. I love like drafts per se, but I love fantasy hockey ones even more. So it's a good, overall, it's a good day today. Especially on a Thursday. Like I said, I know there's football and everything, which is good. We still got all the boys to get here, which is what we needed. Not too many people here on auto draft, which is nice. So we'll go through here. Okay. All right, I know where I'm going with this. I feel good about it, chat. I feel really good about it. I've hidden my queue at the top there with the camera. I don't think it's going to change much because you can still see it based on the stars. If you've never played on Yahoo, it's all right. All right, ready? All right, chat, we're off. I got a minute 30 just to annoy the boys. I am going to take a almost full minute here to make my pick. I'm going to tell you who I'm going with. Obviously, in a categories leagues, you're looking for players who can fill multiple categories, okay? I think Austin Matthews is a great pick here. He would be. He's got the goals, he's got the assists, the plus minus, everything there. Hits and blocks, I'm not really worried about it. Shots on goal and whatnot is there. I think that's a valuable pick, and I think he goes second off the board here to somebody. I really do. I think he goes second. Make no mistake, I'm taking Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid is on a whole other level. He is projected here for 120 points. Last year, he was on pace for 150 plus. I'm 100% taking him. So, again, easy one here. I know sometimes you want to stay back on certain centermen and see what you get and blah, 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 blah. To me, Connor McDavid is the easy pick at the top of the board here. So we'll go with that. What else am I looking here? All right. Second off the board is, I can't really, does it say hide? Does it say hide picks? Show picks. Mikko Rantanen goes second off the board. Interesting. Interesting. I didn't think he would go second like that. All right. You can see in the bottom here, Yahoo's not really optimized for this. Austin Matthews goes third. No surprise here. Let's see who goes fourth. Again, don't make your life complicated at the beginning. I thought Matthews would go second. That would have been where I would have taken him. So again, I don't have a pick in the second round because I decided to keep Kyle Connor at that position. I was comfortable giving up a second rounder knowing I got Kyle Connor because I think that the upside for him would have been better than some of the players still on the board here. I think Kyle Connor can be a top 15 overall player. I think he can. I think he has the upside in forwards. I think he does. Mitch Marner fourth. Alex Ovechkin fifth. Interesting. Ovi's got the shots locked down, the goals locked down. You know, nothing wrong with where you're taking him at that point. I don't think that's a bad idea here. Brad Marchand 6. No surprise here. Cale Makar 7. Bold strategy, Cotton. Cale Makar probably the best defenseman off the board, though. I would say that. I think it's a little bit early for me, but live with it. Patrick Kane, very good pick. Very good pick. It's hard to go wrong here. It's really hard to go wrong. Let's see where they try to turn here. Like I said, there's a lot of good players. I was willing to not have a second. I have a lot of forwards as well, so Jonathan Huberdeau is who I originally wanted to keep. Couldn't hold on to him. I think he's probably one of the better left wingers in the NHL right now. Robin Leonard at 10. We have our first goalie off the board. Vasilevsky was kept, so no shock there. Leonard is probably in the best position he's been in. I've talked about him a lot. I think he's with Marc-Andre Fleury out of the picture now. That crease is his, and that Pacific Division is just free. The Pacific Division is free. Literally free. There's so many bad teams. Sebastian Aho here. Another good pick. Victor Hedman at 12. Interesting. He hits, he blocks shots, so I think that's important there. You know, if you look at, let's say, on the board here, you look at Andrei Sveshnikov, right? He's got 154 hits, which is projection. He was just shy. He was on pace for about that last year. Again, I think it was interesting, per se. There you go. Off the board. Just as I'm talking about him. Just as I'm talking about Sveshnikov, there he goes. All right. Let's see who on the turn here. Let's see who they go with. I know who I would pick at this spot, by the way. I know who I would pick. Let's see where he goes. I know who I would pick here. Just want you to know I know. May not be who you're thinking, but I know where I would go with this. I mean, we're just running down the clock here, eh, boys? Okay. Sidney Crosby. That was not who I was going with. Still a good pick. I think a little bit too early since he's hurt, but I can live with it there. Frederick Anderson, 15th pick. This, I mean, that's got to be the worst pick I've ever seen. Freddie Anderson is the worst goalie. He is the new Martin Jones. Again, do not trust Yahoo rankings. Oh my God. Okay. I'm just saying, you're not, even in a keeper league, that's not where Freddie Anderson's going. It's not where he's going. UC Saros, 16. Excellent pick there. That was who I was contemplating keeping. I couldn't keep him there. UC Saros, another great pick. I think he's got the syndrome. I think he's got the John Gibson syndrome, which is good goalie, bad team. The Nashville Predators are a terrible hockey team. Terrible. They have nothing really exciting about them up front. But it is what it is, right? You deal with what you have. So, you know, it is what it is for them. It is what it is for them. Where's the team at? This is what I've got so far. So note that the players with the K are the players who I kept. My first pick, like I said, is McDavid. Nothing really wrong with this here. That was my first one. I kept Braden Point, Tyler Seguin, Kyle Connor, Brian Russ, Tyson Barrie. I thought those were the best to hold here. Draft is slowed down here a little bit. There's still lots of goalies on the board here. John Tavares off the board, another interesting pick. Alex DeBrincat, another good pick here. My player who I would have picked here is still on the board, by the way. Still on the board. Just mentioning it. And don't be afraid to kind of, you know, go down the board here and see what we're working with. It's not a ton here either. Dougie Hamilton at 19. Okay. Another good pick. John Carlson, just naming a few here, falling down the board for some reason. I mean, I think people think John Carlson's dead. That's kind of interesting. Like I said, I don't have a second round pick, so I don't have two picks here on the turn. So I got to pick one player, and if he's there, I'm taking him. He's still there, by the way. Patrice Bergeron, another good pick. Tom Wilson at 21. What? Are we trolling me, boys? Is this a joke? Oh my God. Okay. Are these like the players who were capped or something? Or are we dead ass trolling? Tom Wilson? I just want you guys to know I still didn't do well in this league. And people are drafting Tom Wilson. Okay. Marc-Andre Fleury, 22nd. Another good pick. I think Marc-Andre Fleury has a really good year. John Carlson is gone. My player is still on the board here, by the way. My player is still on the board here. I'm gonna take a moment here to know, like, I gotta go around the board here a little bit. So, I don't like any of the situations here. I'm gonna probably grab another. I'm gonna grab this player just because I know the upside is there as well, and I'm not gonna pass up on him in here. That is Max Pacioretty. Max Pacioretty shoots the puck a lot. He's in a good situation. I like Vegas as a team. I like where they are. I think he's got 35, 40 plus goals with the additions that they've added. You know, he goes through streaks, right? But to me, Max Pacioretty is a shooter, and I want players who fill multiple categories. I'm not worried about the plus minus. I'm not worried about all that stuff. I'm taking him. So Max Pacioretty, easy pick for me. Target players who do things. Target players who do things. Go for a D-man. Too early. Too early. We're not going down that route yet. Philip Grubauer, 26th. Interesting pick here. Alex Pietrangelo, that's another good one. I got to worry about as well. I don't have a goalie, so I got to start thinking about where I want to go as well with the next pick, where I want to route. I'm not going to have, I don't think I'm going to have back-to-backs here either. I don't have a 5th round pick. So I got a 4th, and then I don't have a 5th. So I get one more pick here. Roman Josi, 28th off the board. Alex Pietrangelo, Josi. Some people are starting to look at defensemen, which is fine. Which is fine. I tend to stick with what I know. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting good defensemen early, right? Because you got categories that are hits and block shots. But when you add those categories, I'm not looking for my defenseman to rack up points. I'm looking for my defenseman to just kind of fill those categories. So in a lot of senses, I can wait a little bit and see where I kind of top out here, you know? I also like to target players in drafts. I've said this a lot. The players that I've kept, a lot of them have dual position eligibility. So Braden Point can play the right wing. Tyler Seguin can play the right wing. Brian Rust can play on both sides of the wing. When you got players on both sides, it gives you a lot of lineup flexibility, right? I can draft another centerman and then plug him in here and then move, right? I don't have technically any of the right wingers filled out here. I can technically get there. Cam Talbot, the goalie run has started. We've started to panic. So we'll see where we want to go with this. Cam Talbot is the 30th overall player selected. Is not bad, actually. Grab Ekblad. I think Ekblad's in a good situation here. I just don't know if he does enough for me to get it done. I think the numbers that he could put up is good. I think projecting Ekblad to score 17 goals is a little bit wild. I don't think that would be the case. I really don't. But we'll see. Let me take a look at what I'm looking at here. Okay. I got you. A lot of people are going to worry about goalies, which is fine. It's going to start the run. Again, when everybody starts to zig, you got to zag. Stamkos is his 32nd pick is absolutely wild. I think people have, you know, I think people are just confused. Steven Stamkos is a really good player. Peter Mrazek, 36th. I mean, we're just living on a different planet right now, aren't we? Calvin Pettersson. The goalie run is officially started. And this is wonderful. Everybody is taking goalies that are just... I don't know, man. I kind of feel like I'm getting pressured into a goalie spot here, but since everybody's grabbing them, I could try to pencil together goalies, or I could just try to kind of get one early here. If he didn't get hurt, he would have done a lot. Aaron Ekblad was off to a career year. He was. I will say this about Aaron Ekblad. I would not draft him at his current spot where he is now. And I'll tell you why later. Because there's a good chance I'll take the player who is going after him instead. I think I can get better value right now with other players still on the board. All right, we've hit a stall here again. So the panic has set in here for goalies. We've seen a lot of questionable goalies go off the board here. A lot. Which is fine, right? When people start to zig, you got to zag. Oh my God, I'm allergic to that last pick. No shock here. Russ doing Russ things. I know Carey is out. I think that's an early pick for him here, but you know, I think Russ has owned Carey Price a million times in every draft, which is kind of wild. It sucks that he's got to take that time off. Elias Pettersson, that's who I was looking at, by the way. Elias Pettersson should not be going 39th, man. He should not. He's so good. Eichel is dead. Eichel is not playing hockey this year. Eichel is not playing hockey this year. I know some people want to believe that he will. He's not. Mark Scheifele at 40 is another good pick. Aaron Ekblad at 41. So that kind of solidifies the position that I knew was going to happen here. I got a little bit of ways to go. I'm thinking about goalies. I'm kind of looking around as to what I want to do. I know there's some value late. I know who I'm targeting or who I want to go with. There's still some value offensively later on in the draft. So I think I'll hold here for a minute. I know where I want to go. Ish. There's still a little bit of value to be held here. Chris Letang. Decent pick. Decent pick, actually. Not bad. Okay, I'll say this. If he falls to me here, I'm going to take him. I know who I want. I know who I want here. At this stage of where I am here, I know who I want, and I know where I want to go with this. Morgan Riley at 44. It's fine. Jordan Binnington at 45. Interesting. Interesting. What? Well, I'm 3 picks away here. I know where I'm going with my next pick, and I think it's only fair that it ends up here. Spencer Knight at 46. Not a terrible pick. Not a terrible pick. Charlie McAvoy at 47. All right. Let's see what's going on here. So here's where I wanted to go. Right? And I mean, goalies are going off the board. So I can hold here, try to grab what I'm looking for, and then move. But I will say this. I'm going to take Ilya Sorokin at this spot. I think he's going to split. And as a top goalie, I don't want my goalie to play 40 games. Here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for quality over quantity. If he starts 40 games and I get 40 quality games out of him, I call that a win. If that's what I get out of Ilya Sorokin, if I get 40 quality games out of him, I'll take it. It's not ideal, but I'll do it. So I'll take Sorokin here. I didn't want to be forced into it. I know there's some goalies that I could take a little bit later on. I like the position that Sorokin is in. I don't like that he is splitting starts with Varlamov. I think any of the New York Islanders, here's the problem with the New York Islanders. The New York Islanders are basically what the Vegas Golden Knights were last year. You have two elite goalies on one team, right? Fleury and Leonard. They eat into each other's value because they're so good. And the Islanders now are just producing superstar goalies. So at this spot here, I'll take the risk. I could have waited and done something a little bit later on, but I felt like I want to hold him here. I also want to hold, if possible, 3 goalies. And if you know me, you know that I draft goalies early. The goalie run started. I didn't want to fall too far back behind here. I didn't want to get pushed into that corner right off the bat. So I'll live with it for now, and I think I'll get to where I need to be. Again, I didn't want to go down that route. I did anyways. Sorokin as my first goalie is what it is. So far, here's what I got. I got Tyson Barrie as a defenseman. I mean, he led all defensemen in points, so we're not in a bad situation there. McDavid, as you can see, I'm not targeting players who do a lot of hitting and blocking per se. That's not where I waste a lot of my time. It's not where I waste a lot of my time. I focus on stats that matter. I do not care about the plus minus stat. I don't care. If I lose it every week, doesn't matter. Not something I care about. I'm not worried about hits and block shots. I can pick up players who will do exactly this. I will, do whatever is needed. Braden Shen at 51. That's a good pick, actually. That's not terrible. St. Louis has a really good team. Had to track you down. Here I am. Anders Lee, very good pick here. I think people are sleeping on him just because they don't understand how good he is. I'm going to have back-to-back picks in the 6 and the 7. Kind of nice to get one of those every once in a while. 6 and 7. For the first time, I'm going to have back-to-back picks in the draft because I don't have to hold anybody else anymore. Brock Besser, very good pick here as well. Mikko, do you mean Miro Heiskanen? Grinch? Defensemen are a wild kind of specimen, especially in leagues, like I said, where you get values in hits and block shots. Top defensemen are not hitting and not blocking shots. They're getting points, right? I know where I want to go with my defense. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm looking for. I just can't tell you because I know people are watching because I can see them laughing at me down here. I can see it. But that's fine. We're not worried about them. We're worried about what we have to do on the draft board. Worry about yourself. Worry about the zig and the zag. When you see everybody going left, you go right, okay? And so I never tell people, don't go into a draft saying, I'm doing this, okay? Don't. Never go into a draft saying, I'm absolutely doing this. No. Go into a draft saying, I'm going to do... If you do a lot of mock drafts before, you'll be in a very good position. Blake Wheeler, Rupe Hintz, bro, if he can stay healthy... 60 plus point potential. 60 plus. Zach Hyman. The hype is real with Zach Hyman. Holy. Okay. Linus Ullmark. No shock that a goalie goes here. So again, I have 2 picks. I have a pick in the 6 and an early in the 7. So I get back-to-back picks here. I know where I'm going with my first pick. I'm not sure yet how I want to go with my second pick. We'll get there. Jake Allen as the 62nd. He's probably going to get a decent amount of starting time there, which is not surprising. What else am I looking at here? There's still a ton of value late. A ton of value late, man. A ton. It's kind of wild when you think about it. Look at you just go down the board here and you can find a whole bunch of value. So, I think I know where I want to go with this next pick. Just looking at the value that's left, a lot of people don't have picks late. They're getting into their keeper. Johnny Gaudreau at 63, man. I don't know what happened to him. Where's Price? Price was gone. Price was 40 something off the board. Cole Caulfield 64. Big hype. Big hype. Carey went early. When did Russ take him? He was taken, or 38th pick. You can see in the bottom here. 38th. I'm not surprised, right? I'm not surprised. Sometimes, you know, goalies are of a premium, so you pay extra basically to make sure you get one. If Evgeny Kuznetsov at 65, not a terrible pick either. Not a terrible pick at all. What else am I looking for here? All right. Fourth round? Kind of, but don't forget, we got to keep 5 players. So, there's a lot of strategy into it. Some teams, not many teams kept goalies, but the price goes off the board. In my opinion, goes off too early, but the goalie run started. So, some owners get into that situation where they start to panic. They think they're not going to get a goalie. They start reaching on things. A healthy carry price is a very good one. My pick just left the board. I was going to take Shea Theodore. That's who I wanted there. Well, that doesn't fix my issue now. Now I got a problem. All right. I wanted Shea Theodore off the board. That's who I wanted. I thought I could get him. I thought I could get him a round later. I didn't get him. Jamie Benn, 69. All right. Someone had too much to drink. I got to look around now. Not much here that I like so far. All right. That's who I wanted, by the way. I'm going to go straight to the defenseman tab here. There's not a lot of stuff that I like here, to be honest. I think Thatcher Demko, there's another goalie I wanted. All right, so players are starting to go off the board here early, which is unfortunate for me. All right, let's take a look a little bit about what we do. We got a lot of picks here in this round. A lot of people are not going to draft in the middle rounds now because they're running out of players. So, where do I want to go here? I want to grab another forward. I know I have one defenseman. I'm not too worried about that situation, but it is what it is, right? Kind of thing. I can wait a little bit. I can kind of hope for more. We don't know. I'm going to take the ageless Anzai Kopitar at this spot. He's going to pick up points, which is what I'm looking for. So nothing wrong with him there. Veteran player, does what he needs to do. All right. I get another one here. Let's see if we can add a goalie or something here. There's not a ton of great value on goalies at this exact spot here, but I also don't want to fall too far behind. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reach a little bit here. Okay, I'm gonna go with Tristan Jarry. I know he had a tough season last year. Okay, I'm gonna bet on him having a much better season. I know a lot of things are happening in Pittsburgh, right? You're out Evgeny Malkin. Crosby is kind of hurt. You know, Letang at one point is gonna get hurt. I know there's a lot of things. Tough division. I still think Pittsburgh can be a good team. Missing on D, I know the value where I want to go, though. I know where I'm going with it, though. I have the D sorted out in my head. I know where it is. I got a couple of picks left here. We are in what? Round 7 going down? Round 7 going down. I got picks in the 8th and the 9th round. And then I don't have 10. I don't have a double, so I should be okay here. I got some moments here. Drew Doughty at 75. Gotcha. It's kind of interesting. Why not the guy from Washington? Nick Backstrom is out. He's unclear, right? He's got right here. I don't like players who deal with hip injuries. Hip, he's uncertain to start the year. So I'm not, somebody's going to take him. It's just not going to be me. Joe Pavelski, Vincent Vanacek, good picks. I don't like to draft, like, I'll wait a little bit here. The same thing, like Malkin is sitting here, right? The goalie, Vincent Vanacek is not the starter. Ilya Samsonov is. And I'm pretty sure he was kept at some point. So not for me. I'm not taking a backup. I already have a goalie who I don't think starts a lot. Tristan Jarry carries some risk at that spot, but I'll live with it, kind of thing. I wasn't gonna take Vanacek. I think Ilya Samsonov's a great bounce back candidate. He struggled a little bit, but he's in a much better spot. I think the team is good. Splitting time, I don't think they split time. I think it's 70-30 Samsonov. I think Vanacek's gonna play, but I don't think he plays. I don't see him playing 40 games. I don't. I think if he plays 30, that's a bargain. I don't see him playing 40. I just don't think it happens. Barring injury, of course. Barring injuries, I don't think he plays 40. Sam Reinhardt at 80. That's who I was thinking about as well. I was thinking about Sam Reinhardt in that spot. It didn't happen, though. Didn't happen. I got a couple of ideas here as to where I want to roll. Like I said, there's still some good players left on the board. We'll see where we go with some of this, but I think we got back-to-back picks here as well. Did I say I have back-to-back picks? I literally forget things instantly. 8th moving down, 8 and 9. Okay. 8 and 9. This is TJ Oshie off the board. Not a bad one. I know where I want to go now. If they're both available there, I'm going to take them. I think I can get some value here, and I think I'll wait a little bit longer for what I want to do. I think I can grab some value a little bit later on in the draft. Off topic, what do I need to trade you to get Mike Thomas? Martin Nietzsche's another good pick. Am I the owner of Michael Thomas in that league, Grinch? I know which one you're talking about. I am. I don't know yet, but probably something good. Ryan Nugent Hopkins, 83 off the board, another good pick. Sam Bennett. A lot of people betting on Sam Bennett having an absolute killer year like he did. That would be fair as well. What else are we looking at here? There's still some really good players left. Ton of good players. Philip Forsberg was an excellent pick there. Excellent pick. Ton of value. Since I gave you Adams, be a bud. That's not how this works. I can't trade you Adams for a beer. It's Relish, by the way. I figured Relish. Players off the board here. Torrey Krug, Taylor Hall, Chris Kreider. We're just all right. We cool, fam. I can't just give you stuff, Grinch. First of all, I like how you think you gave me Adams. I gave you something in return, okay? Chill out. Something decent. Give you a micro brew. All right. Kreider. No, we're still waiting. We always wait on the same ones. I think we'll be okay here. I think we got this. We're just waiting for the clock to run out. A minute 30 is too long, man. I need drafts to be a minute. 90-second clock is too long. 45, man. You took advantage of my drunken state. You fully consented to that. Stop it. The consent was there. I got 10 picks. I got 10 more left to go. We're officially at the halfway point of the draft, technically. I mean, Sergei Bobrovsky is I can't believe we waited that long for that pick. Like, you know the instant regret right there. If you take a minute 30 to think about Sergei Bobrovsky, my guy. That's different. David Perron, the ageless wonder here. Ageless wonder. Ageless. How about Jacobs? How about no? What an idea, bro. What an idea. That sounds like the same idea like that dude who drafted Tom Wilson that early. That's what that idea sounds like. Now we're getting to the part of the draft where owners are starting to panic because they're trying to count their drafts as to where they go. I already know-ish where I was going to get in trouble, so. We got back-to-back picks here. I feel like this round has gone on for 12 days. Evgeny Malkin at 92. We finally got someone to bite. That's still pretty good value, man. Assuming Malkin could just stay healthy, you know. If Malkin could stay healthy, bro, he's averaged a point per game his entire career. So, the man is just starting to get old now, and the body's starting to fall apart. But when he's on the ice, man, he's absolutely lethal. Absolutely lethal. Jacob Trouba? Bro. I thought the man was dead. Okay. We're at that part of the night, where we start drafting Jacob Trouba early. Alex Nadelkovich. That's who I was on my radar. If I was going to take a goalie, a third one, Alex Nadelkovich would have been the player I would have taken. Excellent upside to Nadelkovich. Another case of good goalie, bad team. All right. So I got back-to-back picks here. We need some defensemen. Okay. So we're going to go straight to the defenseman tab here. I kind of know a little bit as to where I want to go with this, what I want to do, how I want to play this out, what I'm trying to get here. Here's where we're going to go. First pick doesn't really matter. We're going to go with Zach Werenski. Assuming Zach Werenski stays healthy, Seth Jones is out of Columbus. He's going to get all the opportunities to score goals, play the power play. I expect Columbus to be bad, so he's going to be on the ice a ton. A ton. I want defensemen in situations that are going to high leverage. So they're going to be on the ice forever. Again, I don't care about his plus minus. I care about, is he going to pick up points? Is he going to be on the ice? Is he going to hit and he's going to block? I don't care. I don't care. He's not there for that. That's not what I'm trying to get out of him. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay. Now, I wanted to go. I'm going to go. I have what? I can only start 4 defensemen. So I wanted to take another one. I'm not going to do it at this exact point. I'm going to go down a little bit here. Okay. I know who I'm looking. I'm going to reach here and I'm going to grab Patrick Laine. He is out of John Tortorella's hellhole. The kid is, now he's still a kid, by the way. He has the upwards potential to score 40 goals in the NHL. Okay. Again, I don't care. I don't care whether he's a minus 500. I don't care. Columbus is going to get better. Jakub Voracek is in town. Somebody's going to give him the puck, and he can score goals. He's in a contract year, by the way. So damn right, I'm going to reach on Patrik Laine and expect greatness out of him, okay? So I added Werenski, who's going to pick up some points. Again, I got 2 defensemen who are solid on points. That's what I'm looking for, okay? I know where I'm going to go later on in the draft to collect what I need. Sergachev's still available. Sergachev doesn't do much for me. I'm going to go Mackenzie Weegar. That's one that I wanted. So I know where this draft is going, by the way. I know where it's going, and I know it's not going where I want it to go. Mikhail Sergachev is going to live in the shadow of Victor Hedman, so he's not going to get top power play minutes. I don't think he's a 40-point defenseman, going to be honest. Not right now. He doesn't take... I think the shot total is a little bit high. He doesn't hit. He doesn't really block shots. I have defensemen like that. I have defensemen who don't do this and who do more of this. Right? I'm just not high on him. Girard, same thing. He lives in the shadow of... Cale Makar. I don't think he's a 50-point defenseman. I think this total is wrong. Same thing. Doesn't hit, doesn't block shots. If you're not hitting and blocking shots, you better be racking up points. I don't think he's a 50-point defenseman. I think that's BS. There's too many good players there. Dominic Kubalik, Ivan Provorov off the board. I just don't think it's it. I don't think these numbers are correct. Mackenzie Blackwood goes out. Unvaxxed, but it's fine. I'm probably going to add another forward to the list, since I feel like that's where I'm going. My centers are kind of there. My right wings, I'm not too worried about where players play because I'm getting a lot of value in players who have dual position eligibility, which I think is important. You want players who play everywhere. So that way, when you need to move them around your lineup, you're fine. If I look around here, some goalies, nothing here really screams crazy per se. I know maybe where I want to kind of think about doing stuff, but maybe not really, but I'm not there yet, but who knows what's going on. Andre Burakovsky, not really the greatest pick. I don't think that was it. If I have an opportunity here, I might take a third goalie. If the opportunity comes around, we're heading into round 10. In round 10, oh, no, wait. Oh, you're right. Round 10, I don't get a pick. So it would be top of the 11th. Okay, that's fine. If he's there, the player I'm looking for, I'm going to take him. I think that's excellent value, by the way, on Patrik Laine. The upside there, Jeff Petrie, another defenseman I was thinking about earlier, by the way. Another great pick. Jacob Markstrom was who I was thinking about, by the way, chat. So he's gone. That's who I would have taken as my third goalie. Alexander Radulov, another good spot for him. I was going to take Jacob Markstrom. That's who I wanted as a third goalie. Another goalie position, nobody to challenge him. Calgary's an okay team. Jake Muzzin, 108. Got you. Not a bad spot there. I don't know what I'm looking for here either. Some of the players I want to draft are starting to go off here. Brendan Gallagher, good working boy. Let's start to peek down the list here, see if I can find some value somewhere. It's kind of hard to find the value that I'm looking for, but I think maybe I can get away with waiting a little bit for certain players that I'm trying to look for. As you go down the list, man, this list looks pretty not cool. It's all right, to be honest. I think I can get some value later on as well. I think I can get some value on defense. I still think there's players that are there that will help me achieve what I'm looking to achieve, which is filling out some of the categories that I don't have right now. But I know where I want to go kind of with the next couple of picks here. Ryan Strome, excellent pick. Excellent pick. I got to... So here's what I'm looking for now. Ilya Sorokin, Tristan Jarry, that's fine. Werenski, Barry, Rust, Seguin, Lione, Pacioretty, Connor, Point, Kopitar, McDavid. Again, a lot of players focused on filling up the categories that I need them to fill. I'm not worried about penalty minutes. Again, that's not a category I care about. Plus, minus, you'll win some. Penalty minutes, I mean, I don't know, man. Power play points is the ones I want to win. Shots on goal are the ones I want to win. I want to win, like, at least 1, 2, I would say 4 of these categories. Let my defenseman get 5, 6 here. Jonathan Taves at 112. Interesting. Wonder how he fits back into Chicago's lineup. I think that's an added bonus. I think Chicago's going to be a whole lot better. I really do. I think the addition of Seth Jones defensively is okay. But I think adding a Vezina goalie, getting your captain back, and adding a top-notch defenseman, I think they're a playoff team at worst. At worst. I don't know what they'll do in the playoffs, but I think they're a good team. Or better than they were last season. That's for sure. All right. I know a little bit where I want to go here. I know a little bit. I know what I'm looking for. There's still so much talent on the board here. There's so much talent. Brent Burns. Okay. Teuvo Teravainen, another good pick. I think Turbo's in a good spot there. That was one player I was considering there. I think Carolina's going to have a really good team. Teuvo is, I mean, again, a good spot. I think what happens in a lot of these leagues is that hits and block shots kind of get like pushed to the top. And that's fair. But I don't spend a lot of time worrying too much about that kind of stuff. All right. I got a couple of positions that I want to see what I'm, what I'm looking for here. I'm trying to find a player with some upside, to be honest. Florida Panthers and Lightning is all I know. I mean, that's good. That's good to know. It's kind of wild that the Stanley Cup has been in Florida now 2 years. Ryan Ellis. Alec Martinez was one of the players I wanted to draft late, by the way. That was a snipe right there. All right. So this is kind of putting some, kind of hitting on some things that I didn't want to happen there. All right. So let me solve my defenseman issue here. Actually, you know what? I can wait a little bit. And I really thought I could get him on the turn there. Didn't happen. Forwards I want to take. I'm going to take him. I'm going to take Anthony Mantha. I think Mantha has as well 30+ goal potential in him. He hasn't been healthy. He's in Washington now. He's going to play the power play, I think. Right? Evgeny Kuznetsov, is going to be there. Nick Backstrom is out for now. Mantha's got a shot here at being exactly that. Taking a ton of shots. I think he's got 30 goal potential in him. That's what I want him to do. I want him to score goals. So I'm going to take Anthony Mantha at this spot. I think it's a good pick. Eat it. I like players who score goals. That's what I'm looking for. Players who can score goals. Mantha does a lot. Mantha was really good in Detroit. He got hurt. This is, he's got a shot now. He's got a shot in Washington being on a really good offensive team. I think he can do that. I do got to think about my defensive issues, though. Oliver Ekman Larson, decent pick. I don't think there's anything too crazy about that there. I'm running out of defensemen. That's the issue. I also need to start kind of looking around. I'm going to go down the list here a little bit. And I encourage everybody, when you do your drafts, man, go down the list. Look at some things that are happening, you know? Look at what's going on here. See what exists. There's still a ton of value down here. Ton of value, bro. Ton of value. There's so much good stuff. I need to maybe think about adding a goalie here. If not, then I'm not. This is the end of the 11th. 12. I only got one pick in the 12th round. Jack Eichel finally goes off the board. Pavel Buchnevich. Eichel. Everybody's sleep. Everybody, look at the bottom here. Look at everybody like losing their mind over Jack Eichel, who's probably not going to play hockey this year. Wild. Everybody's waiting for Jack Eichel. I mean, here's the thing. If you draft Jack Eichel now, right? You draft him in the, 11th round? He's a keeper in the 9th next year. For Jack Eichel, that's a ton of good value. You know, I think there's a ton of value there for Jack. I still think like I can get a little bit more value here. And it really bothers me that I can't just put them in the queue list, because then they'll show up here. But I know where I'm going with at least what I want to do. I have to target, like I said, maybe a goalie in this spot. I don't know what I really want to get done. You know, just kind of like sit around, kind of try to figure out what's going on here. There's not that many great, there's literally no more, like there's not that many great goalies left. Carter Verhaeghe, Nick Backstrom finally gets off the list here. Not terrible there either. Mikhail Sergachev goes off the board as well. Nothing wrong with that either. I think that's I think that's a decent spot there. All right. I just don't want to run around with two goalies all year. If I go with only two goalies, then I'm in a little bit of trouble. Who was that one? Patrick Hornqvist? Okay. It's kind of wild here. It's kind of wild. I like how they have Evander Kane set up for 8 points. When the man's literally apparently walking around handing out fake COVID cards so he can play. Evander Kane is just falling apart, man. I stay away from problems. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life, you know? I don't need it. I try to stay away from players who just, you know, do things. Nazem Kadri, great pick. Lots of good stuff there. Lots of good stuff there. Radko Gudas. Gotcha. Gotcha. Now we're starting to get into the nitty-gritty of it. Here's the one thing. Like I know the player I want to take here. I'm just wondering if I can get him. If I can get him around later. A lot of people, because I got a pick in the 12. I don't have one in the 13. And then I got to come back to the 14, 15. And there's still people who have picks. So, and then I think I can get away with it in the 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. So I think, I kind of feel like I might have to, you know, might go down the list here. Josh Norris, Mark Giordano. Okay. I mean, I think maybe I can get away with it. I may have to try to hold here on 2 goalies if I want to see if I can get some value on it. Like I said, goalies afterwards. You have a 13th round. I don't have it. You can't see the update. Yahoo doesn't update the picks. So they show it there, but you'll see it'll just skip over mine. And I won't get that pick again. So I won't get that pick. One day Yahoo will get its shit together. That day is not today, though. I think for defenseman where I sit now, I still need 2 more. Blake Coleman. I still need 2 more. I got 5 bench spots. Tony DeAngelo. Nice. How come you traded it away? So a player. So I kept Tyler Seguin instead. So the rule was wherever you drafted him last year. So I drafted him in the 15th round last year, and I decided to keep him this year, which means I get a 2-spot penalty. So because I took him 15th last year, it means if I keep him, I don't get a 13th round, which I thought to me was a ton of value to grab him there. That's how I looked at it. I thought Tyler Seguin in a 13th round, like I'm going to get a good player in the 13th round, but I may not get the value that I think I'll get out of him, you know? So I thought I thought there was a ton of value in keeping him there. And again, there's good players here, but is there 13th, 13th value out of it? I don't know. Oliver Bjorkstrand, great pick there, by the way. Great pick. Absolutely banger of a pick. Oliver Ekman Larson. Oliver Bjorks. Tyler Toffoli, good pick as well. Can't believe he's waited this long to go off the board. All right, let's see where I want to go here with my next one. I've never really drafted in any league whatsoever, so I'm unsure what the rules are. Every league is different. Some leagues, there are no players that you can keep. It's just a random draft, like a snake draft, goes up and down and whatnot. I've been part of this league now for a couple of years. It's a fun one. I'm just trying not to finish dead last. It's tough, man. Fantasy is sports. I've been doing, draft now since I was, 13? I'm 30 now, just to give you an idea. It's been a while. All right. I've settled on who I'm picking, by the way, at this next pick. I know where I'm going with it. Bo Horvat. Not the player I was looking for. There we go. Jesse Puyarvi, Joel Farabee. All right. Those are good picks. I know where I'm going here. Let's see if I can find him. I found him. I think I'm going to go with Travis Connectny here. Travis Connectny had... So, Jakub Voracek's out of the picture. I think people think Philadelphia is going to be a bad team. And if so, Travis Connectny can score goals. He's going to... I don't think he takes enough shots, which I think is an issue. But you still got Giroux. You still got Couturier around. Whatever this team is, if he gets top power play minutes, a lot of good things happen here. I think he's going a little bit late. I really do. I think he's going late in drafts. So I'm going to take him here because the upside for him is pretty good. If he can stay healthy and contribute and do what he needs to do, I think he's fine. I wanted to wait here. I don't feel like I can wait on him without somebody taking him. Somebody's going to see, he's got 60 points is what they project him to get, which I think is still pretty good at this part. I don't know if he's got that, let's say 65 plus, but I think Travis Connectny there is a decent pick. That's where I'll go there. I got to go down the board a little bit, but I'll take him there. I think there's enough for me to get away with him. Let me just tweet this out. Chris Dreiger, not a terrible pick there either. Drake Batherson, those are okay. Not terrible. Not terrible there. You know, that's kind of how I feel about this. Where am I sitting at now? I filled out my right wing. Right wing looks pretty good too. Travis Connectny is one of the only wingers I have that isn't dual position eligible. It's kind of poor that Kyle Connor and Max Pacioretty are only left wingers there. It's kind of poor, but we'll do what we need to do. We'll deal with it when we get there, right? Pick the best player. Jared Spurgeon, good pick. Fills out a little bit of what you need to do. Adam Larson, another good, I guess, good pick. Blocks shots, does what he needs to do. Jordan Eberle, another good pick there. Let me take a look here, see what's going on. I'm thinking, and I mean, Jake Ottinger, that's okay. Sean Couturier, good pick. I'm thinking about this player, but I'm just not seeing enough upside yet in him. Joel Eriksson Ek, some value, I guess. Nothing wrong with that. I'm still trying to look around here, see if I can find some value somewhere. Kasperi Kapanen, I don't think you needed to draft him at that spot. We're going down here the list. A lot of players that are still available per se. Sam Girard was who I was thinking about, by the way. I just didn't see the value in taking him. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't see the value. I was trying to talk myself into it, and I every time I was trying, I felt like I couldn't get on board and say, yeah, that makes sense, you know, kind of thing. So now we're really at the bottom of the list here. There's going to be a lot of really good players still available here. Connor Garland and everybody. I do need to take a... Man. I got to take a defenseman. Or at least I feel like I need to. I know maybe where I want to go. We're coming down on pick. Do I have a pick in the 14th here? I do have a pick in the 14th. I have a pick in the 14th and the 15th. So I got double picks here. So I think that kind of solidifies what I want to do a little bit here. I'm going to go a little bit off the board here with some of these picks. I just want to kind of round out what I need, and I think I can find some value later on, right? I still only have 2 defensemen, so I need a third one. I need some value versus what I'm kind of looking for here, but we'll see where we go with some of that. I just think I can find what I'm looking for. You know, I'm just going to be in that position where I'm not going to have what I need. And I'll be okay with that. I'll be okay with that. I wanted to target some defensemen who had a little bit more hits and block shots. I'm just not going to overpay for that now, since I know I can get that later on in the draft. Like, I can pick them off waivers. Injuries are going to happen. I'll be able to get, you know, what I need out of it, you know? You know the drill. Josh Anderson, another big body, throws his weight around. Nothing wrong with that, I think. And I'm looking at this other player here, and I'm thinking about him, and I don't even know how I feel about it. Oh, I know who I'm going to take later on in the draft. Oh, I was thinking... They can hear me. I was thinking about Pierre-Luc Dubois. I was like, man, he can't be as bad as he was last year, right? He can't be as bad. I think he's a good candidate for a bounce-back season. I think he is, but we'll see. All right, Dylan Larkin, great pick. Here's where I'm going to go on defense. I'm going to take Rasmus Dahlin. I know the Buffalo Sabres are an absolute dumpster fire of an organization, okay? They are an embarrassment to the NHL. But Dahlin is not. The kid is pretty good. The team around him is garbage. He's going to play a lot. He's going to shoot a lot. The power play might be decent. Power play was actually pretty good in Buffalo last year, despite the fact they couldn't score. So maybe there's something that can happen here. And if he turns out to be a superstar this year, like if he breaks out, which is unlikely, me getting him in the 14th round seems like a lot of value here. So I'm going to take Rasmus Dahlin. I think the upside there is enormous. Now I need a third goalie, okay? I'm going to take John Gibson. I know John Gibson's a little bit older. I know he plays on a bad team. Can you name John Gibson's backup? Neither can I. And he plays in the Pacific Division, okay? And we know the Pacific is bad. Vince Dunn, I don't think he's going to have a great year. Like, nobody is backing up John Gibson, so it's his net to lose. He gets to play a bunch of terrible teams there, including Seattle, who I don't think is good. San Jose is not good. Like, there's value here to John Gibson in the spot that he gets. I have two goalies, but I don't have anybody who's going to play a lot. At worst, I'll spot start John Gibson where I need to. Even on a bad team, you know, he is what he is. But I think the Ducks are going to get better, or they can at least not be garbage. You know? John Gibson's where I'm going here. He rounds out the goalies for me, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll round out my goalies. Sorokin, Jerry, and Gibson. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. But those were the cards we were dealt. So those are the players we're going to, those are the players we're going to take. That way I don't have to worry about my goalies now. I've solidified that position. What round are we going down here? We're going 15 to 16. I don't have a pick in the 16th. I have one in the 17th. So I should be okay here. I should be okay. I think Vince Dunn is an interesting conversation, though. I do. I think he's an interesting player to look at. I just don't think Seattle's going to be anything of great. I think they will struggle just all around. He doesn't hit, doesn't block shots. Shot total is blah. And I don't think I'm not going to own a 35-point defenseman. If I do, he needs to do more of this. And he's not doing that. So, I'd be comfortable taking somebody else on that platform or list. Again, granted, I don't have great defensemen. And by the way, I still need one more. I'm probably not going to carry 4 defensemen. I'm probably not going to carry 5. I'll look for the waiver wire to kind of get that guy who fits in and, see what happens here. I still think there's a lot of value left in the draft up front. I still think there's some value there. There. Vince Dunn is gone. Somebody clearly disagrees with me. Jeremy Swayman, another decent pick. Jean-Gabriel Pageau, I guess so. I need to start looking around here, see where I want to go with a couple of other picks that I got here. Starting to get a little bit later in the draft here. I'm thinking about this player that I know nobody's going to take. I just don't know if I want to waste this pick on it. Do I have a final pick in the draft? I do. I have the final pick in the draft. I don't know if I want to wait for the pick 19 or 20 to take this player. But I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Maxime Comtois, great pick, by the way. Great pick. Ristolainen, garbage pick. I can't believe those went 1-2. That's wild. Claude Giroux, great pick as well. You know he's going to collect his points. He just is. He's going to collect what he's going to collect. Man, I can't search that player's name. Let's try it. I think he was already kept. Jason Robertson was who I was looking for. Jeff Carter, decent pick. Decent pick for Jeff Carter. The reason is because I'm thinking about the other one. I was thinking about Denis Gurianov, actually. That's who I was thinking about. Oh, man. That's who I was thinking about. I was thinking about Denis Gurianov, and that's part. Just didn't happen, I guess. Ty Smith, great pick. Great pick. Jakub Voracek, another great one. I might want to go a different route here. I'm kind of just, looking right now. Kind of just looking, seeing what I get. Kind of looking, kind of not sure yet. Justin Falk. It's all right. Anton Hudobin. I want nothing to do with Dallas's goaltending situation. Woof. I want nothing to do with Dallas's goaltending situation. That is a mess. That is a mess. A mess that I want nothing to do with. I'm starting to go down the list here. I got to make sure I stick with what I need a little bit here. I want to try to target a forward here, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I only have one pick here. I've picked 17. Pick 16, I kept Brian Rust, which I think was a decent idea. I know what I'm looking for. I just don't know how much of it that I want, you know? Like, I don't know how good that they'll actually be, you know? Like, do I want to take stability at this point, or do I want to? Here's the thing. I also know where I want to go a little bit later. And that's why I'm kind of going back and forth here and trying to see, you know, what I go with. I could look for somebody completely different as well. Yaroslav Halak was not who I was thinking about, by the way. I need a defenseman. I just don't know if I want to spend it now or just kind of wait it out a little bit. You know, get a pick a little bit later in it. Ryan Pulock. Good pick. Good pick. Ryan Pulock does a lot of good things. Blocks a lot of shots. Does kind of the dirty, dan, boom, boom, wow, you know? Which is cool. All right. So I only got one pick. Still Brandon Tanev. Okay. Hits and block shots. So I guess we're, you know, you can reach on him if you want. I wasn't going down that route to start with. Little bit more value maybe in the forward spot here. Eric Cernak. All right. Let's take a look at the defenseman spot. Here's the thing for me. Like, I'm looking at Matthias Ekholm, and I'm looking at a terrible team with Roman Josi on it, who's gonna kind of take, again, player who doesn't hit, doesn't block shots, but as a fourth defenseman, does he have the upside? I think he does. He's not going to get any power play type. Like, he's limited in what he's going to do. He already does very little of this, and there's not much. But outside of that, you know, I put myself in a tough situation here because I don't think there's much to, you know, write home about. So I'll take Mattias Ekholm here, even though I don't necessarily like it. At one point, you got to swallow the pill, right? So I think my defense will be okay, but I would have liked a more defenseman who have some hits and block shots, because that's where I'm going to struggle. And that's usually the players that I'm looking for to do the most of, right? Didn't happen. But now I'm set for what I want to do moving forward here. And that's kind of good. I know where I want to go here. This is pick 17 moving down. I got to pick 18 and 19, 18, 19, and 20. So I got double pick coming up. Which is good. So I know kind of where I'm going to roll here. Let's keep going down the list here. Let's keep rolling. Maybe player jumps out to you that you're not really sure about. I go down the list and sometimes I see a player and I'm like, why didn't I take him? Erik Karlsson does nothing for me. No stiffy whatsoever. Trying to see if I can find some value here way down in the draft. You know where players don't get? You know, people stop scrolling, right? They never go all the way down to kind of see who's lying around, who's doing what value can we start to reach out to get. Not much of that going on, you know? Which is fine. I don't expect a lot of people to, you know, move down the draft board here. This draft has been something else. This draft has been different. There's been some very interesting picks at times. I think it's still pretty good for a first draft. Not too bad. Jamie's Drysdale, great pick, by the way. Great pick. There's a lot of good players here that I can probably get for free later on. Ton of players here that you can get for free. I'm just going down the list here and looking at players that I'm like, you don't even have to draft them because you'll get them for free. Now I'm in the middle of nowhere. Wish you went with Ekblad earlier. I wanted to take Mackenzie Weegar. That's the position I wanted. I wanted a player who's going to hit, block shots, and will pick up points. In an ideal world, remember when I was saying I knew where I wanted to go? Back to back, I wanted to go Weegar and Alec Martinez. I just didn't think Ekblad would give me the upside that I needed. I need my defenseman at that point, at that specific spot, to flirt with 50 points. I don't know if he's going to get there. I know they project him. How much do they project him? They project him at 50 exact. If he can get there, that's pretty good. But again, doesn't hit, doesn't block shots. Michael McNevin. Gotcha. Gotcha. Now we're going deep here. Now we going deep. I might take this player that I want to take now instead of waiting. I got a double pick, so I know where I want to go with one. I've been kind of talking a lot about him as well in the playbook and whatnot, and I have him as a sleeper as well. Nick Ritchie, there's your Toronto connection if you think that's going to matter. I don't think so. I think he's going to get bounced from that line anyway, so it's not going to deteriorate too much. Not a ton of great value left here. The boys have done a really good job in their picks. So that's kind of nice to see here. I think I might do it anyways, to be honest. I'm looking at this and I'm trying to talk myself out of doing it, but I can get away with it. I can get away with it. Easy. I'm going to go here with something that might throw some people off, but it's fine. I think at this point, there's some value that you can get. And if you're not getting it, then you're just leaving it on the table. And then I might finish off with an extra spot for the player that I want. Nolan Patrick, that's fine. Here's where I'm going to go with this. It doesn't matter where I take them. I'm going to go with Nico Hischier. I think the upside here for Nico Hischier is high. Right? I think Jack Hughes is a really good player. I'm expecting Hischier to kind of, you know, come out here. I need him to shoot the puck more, man. I need Hischier to be in the 200-plus shot. New Jersey's going to suck, though. Right? But the addition of Dougie Hamilton, he's going to see power play time. I just don't know if he's going to play with anybody that's going to make him better. I don't know if he is if he's a 50-point player. I mean, he's barely worth owning, right? You can find 50-point players on the waiver wire. You can find them. But I think maybe he takes a step here. I need him to be on the power play and contribute. I need him to shoot the puck more. 193 is not enough as a projection. I want to see him in the 210, 220 range. Unlikely that he gets it, but I'm going to take him here anyways because he's there. The next player I'm going to take, and this one is, he's kind of on my radar a little bit here. And, you know, we'll kind of see what it is here. I'm going to take a lot of them, by the way. I'm looking at Logan Couture. San Jose is a bad team. But who's challenging Logan Couture? Thomas Hertl is there. Logan Couture right now, we got him, what, 52 points? I think San Jose is going to struggle. And is he seeing enough shots on goal? No. Is he seeing enough power play points? No. He's not doing a lot. San Jose was bad last year. They're going to be bad again. But you got to figure at some point, like, I don't know, man. Something's going to happen. But that's who I'm taking here. I'm going to take Logan Couture because I think there's some upside. Again, two dedicated center players who I don't know what it's going to give or how it's going to go, but I'll live with it. So I'll take Logan Couture at this spot. Here's the thing. I've collected some centermen, right? I can move Point to a wing spot, which is fine. Seguin to a wing spot is fine. I have, right, two centermen there, right? Which is, again, it is what it is. I like players who have dual position eligibility. Couture doesn't play the wing, doesn't skate there. If I look at San Jose's team per se, I mean, man, they're bad. Man, they're bad. This is a garbage hockey team. Oh my God. Garbage. Sam Montembeault. I like how 4 Habs goalies have gone in this draft. I love it. This world that we live in is crazy. 4 Habs goalies have gone. I understand Carey Price is not there, but he's going to come back at some point. Maybe. Hope so. It's just one of those things, I guess. Just one of those things. Shane Bowers, great pick here, by the way. Shane Bowers, young kid, ton of potential here to get to where he needs to be. I get the last pick in the draft, so I'm going to make... We call that player Mr. Irrelevant, but that's unfair to do that. I know, again, there's still lots of great players who are left on the waiver wire, and you'll be able to come back and grab these players for free. I'm thinking of Cam Atkinson here. I'm thinking of Mike Hoffman once healthy. Go down the list. Brandon Saad. Capo Caco just hasn't seemed to found it yet. The ageless wonder, Dustin Goat Brown. You play fantasy hockey, you know how much I talk about him. Where did Vazzy go? Vazzy was a keeper, so you couldn't have picked him. He was a keeper, so that was already out. I think he was the only one of the only goalies that was kept early. One of the only ones. Makes sense. You wouldn't let that kind of value go. There was no need for it. I'm not going to take a defenseman here just because I can grab any of these defensemen for free. I can grab any of the ones. Like, I'm looking at it. I'm not going to have a fifth just because there's no reason for me to draft any of these players when I can get them for free. Matt Grzelcyk, I think, decent position here. He could end up taking over Charlie McAvoy's spot. Ryan Suter as well, you know, does what he is. Jacob Slavin as well, blocks a ton of shots. Ton of value there. Colton Parenko, you know. Adam Boyquist, you know, we'll see whatever he does there. There's ton of value there. So I don't need it. Who's gone here? William Karlsson, Jared McCann, Mike Hoffman. Not bad. In normal drafts, where does he go? First round. Vasilevsky is the only goalie I would take first round. Nobody else. He would, if you're in a 12 team like we are now, probably you'll see somebody with the 9th pick take him. He is, to me, he is the best goalie, and there is, like, the second one. Like, if I were to put second, I think Leonard is close. I still don't, like, there's nobody challenging Vasilevsky. There's nobody. Tampa Bay is a great team. He's elite. The East is kind of okay, but also bad. Vasilevsky is just head over heels. Marcus Foligno. Okay. Shane Pinto. Vasilevsky here. They have him pinned for a 220 goals against average, 927 save percentage, and 43 wins. And I think that's fair. Who else is got? Shane Pinto, Christian Dvorak, Quentin Byfield. You see kind of the picks that are going last here. Okay. And that's good because it means that the boys understand how this works. They understand how this works. Late in drafts, you try to get some value. Quentin Byfield is a value pick, right? Shane Pinto is a value pick. Maybe something good happens, right? With rookies at the end of the draft like that, if you get something out of it, good. If you don't, you drop them and you move on to the next thing. Don't get tied to your players. They don't love you. They don't know who you are. Drop them if it's not working. But take some time first. Don't just ship them off to the end, right? Don't just do that. All right. We're at the 20th pick in the draft. And we still have people thinking about, you know, stuff. I know where I'm going. Just, I made that pick. I didn't want to go. I will tell you this. I'm drafting another centerman. I didn't want to go 3 center to finish the draft, but I didn't want to leave Couture on the, you know, on the draft board. I didn't want to leave Heischer there. Somebody else would have taken them. Right? You see some of the players taking rookies there. I think they would have looked for somebody else. So I didn't want to give them away. I mean, are we going to let this clock go all the way down here in the 20th round? Jordan Staal. All that for that. Gotcha. Good for Jordan Staal. Andrew Mangiapane. Interesting. Bowen Byron. I have the last overall pick, Mr. Irrelevant. And this player could actually be the most relevant of them all. I'm going to take Marco Rossi here. If you don't know who Marco Rossi is, it's because he was battling COVID last year, missed all of last season because of it. Now he's healthy. Minnesota has nobody playing center, by the way. If Marco Rossi makes this team, he's going to play on the top line with Kirill Kaprizov. He's going to see power play time. He has an actual shot. If he doesn't make the team, fine. Last overall in the draft, I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it. But there is value here. If he just makes the team. He just makes the team. If I'm looking at Minnesota as of today, I mean, I don't see him there. But as the last pick in the draft, I'll take it. I think there's value there. I want to take a rookie. I want to take a player who's got a chance to be an impact player right off the rip. Marco Rossi is the player I think is. There you go. All right, fam. This is what we got. So, the players with a K were the players we kept. Braden Point, Kyle Connor, Tyler Seguin, Tyson Berry, Brian Rust. Those are the players that we kept. Okay, we started off the draft. Connor McDavid was the pick that we got. A no-brainer here. Anzai Kopitar, another veteran center, plays all types of positions. The upside is there for him to pick up points. I like it. Max Pacioretty shoots the puck a lot. He scores a lot of goals. We is what it is. Patrick Laine, contract year. I'm expecting big things from Laine. I think he can get it done without Tortorella near him. Same thing for Anthony Mantha. If these two can stay healthy and produce, bangers. Travis Connectny, again, player on a team that people think are going to suck, but if he's getting, right, Jakub Voracek's out of that top line spot. Somebody's got to go there. Giroux's the passer. Connectny can score goals. I like it. Tyler Seguin, like I said, keeper. We'll see what he does. Tyson Barrie led all defensemen in points. He's playing with Connor McDavid. Easy keep for me in the round that I had to keep him. Zach Werenski, same thing. Defenseman. He's got a ton of opportunities on a team that's going to struggle. He's got it there. Rasmus Dahlin. We'll see. Matthias Ekholm is the only player I'm not happy about. He doesn't do a lot of anything, but we'll see. Maybe he'll surprise me. Brian Russ, like I said, is keeper. Nico Hischier, again, like I said, who knows what comes out of him. Same thing with Logan Couture, man. Players who can, get close to the, 60 points. They can. It's going to be a challenge for both of them, but they're going to get opportunities to play in the power play, top minutes. That's all I'm looking for. Looking for players playing in the top 6 with some power play time. And then Marco Rossi. We'll see where he shows up. If he makes the team, great. If he doesn't, I'm fine with it. Ilya Sorokin was the first goalie we took. It wasn't ideal, but that's where we decided to go because, he's in a good system. I know he's going to split starts with Varlamov, but I'm looking for quality over quantity here. Tristan Jarry, same thing. I don't know, how good Pittsburgh's going to be this year. They may struggle, but I think he started off poor and then got better towards the end of the year. I'm banking on that. And then John Gibson is the security net. Nobody's challenging him for where he is. Nobody's challenging him. He's a good goalie on a bad team, and Anaheim's rebuilding, and they need somebody to play in net, and I think he can survive. I think he can. I think if you spot start him, you'll get away with it. I think if you spot start him, you'll get away with what you need to. So there you go. Team looks good. I hope so. Team looks pretty decent. I'm not, like I said, I'm not mad about it. I focused a lot on, players who do things, scoring goals and getting stuff done. Even the plus minus looks decent, which is kind of wild considering just how meaningless that stat is. But I focused again on players who score goals, pick up power play points, shoot the puck a lot. The hits and blocks will be areas that I struggle with. The goaltending, I think if I spot start everybody, I'll be fine. That's what I need. But the team overall looks kind of decent. I think there's good spots to improve on. I think if I were looking to improve, I'd try to improve defensively. This is where I try to get better. I'd probably try to look to upgrade a goalie, but I don't think I'll be able to get there. Goalies are such at a premium. And everyday goalies get hurt and backups and whatnot. We'll see how teams employ it. I think more teams are going to do the 60-40 split kind of thing, right? So we're not going to see goalies play, 65 games. We're not going to see it. I don't think so. We'll see a lot of goalies in the 50 to 55 range. Yeah. So the backups become important in certain cases, but to me, I think overall this looks pretty decent. I think I've built a decent overall team. And then we'll just have to monitor the waiver wire. We'll monitor, trades and whatnot. Waiver wire article will be posted over at fantasyalarm.com every week along with the injury report. Again, if you need a copy of a draft guide, okay? This is the draft guide I use. I'm not going to show it to you because obviously it's behind a paywall. You head over to fantasyalarm.com. You click on NHL. You click on Ultimate Cheat Sheet. Andrew and I put it together, put a ton of work in. You need yourself a copy. You click on it. If you have already signed in, you have yourself an account, create your free account here. $20. $20. All the information you need. Picks like Marco Rossi. Why do I know that? Where do I find Marco Rossi? Draft guide. Where do I find certain players like Anthony Mantha? Draft guide. Some of those players that I took tonight, straight out of players that I enjoy, that I know are on, part of the draft guide. You got the auction sheet, which gives you by round the players that you should be targeting. This is the one I put together as well. Andrew Dewhurst is kind enough to put together the overall rankings for categories, for points as well. Best ball as well if you're into that, right? Just draft and no trade, no nothing. best ball leagues that are hosted on Underdog. There's rankings for that as well. You know, sleepers and busts, all of that is there. I updated as well the sheet today. I sent that over to the Fantasy Alarm so they can get that up and running. Made some updates. I know a lot of drafts coming up over the weekend, so I updated a little bit. Some players moved around. So again, this is as up to date as it is. The auction sheet. If you do auction drafts as well, you got everything there. So head over to thefantasyalarm.com. Get yourself a copy. It's $20. It's updated. You have drafts coming up. Some of you are going to lose. Some of you are taking Tom Wilson really early. Don't do that. Tom Wilson is on my do not draft list. Okay? Don't be the guy taking Tom Wilson. Don't be that guy. Okay? Go ahead. Is there anything else I'm missing here? Have I gone through everything I needed to? I think I have. This draft is actually not that bad. Under a minute, under an hour 30. 90-minute draft, not too bad. Not too bad. I think that was a win. All right. I've had a good time hanging out with you guys. Thank you for being here. Round of applause for all of you hanging out. I know this is different from the War Zone. You'll be able to watch this back live. I'm going to put it in its own category on the YouTube. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, bruh, you can go ahead and do that. Hit the sub button, ring the bell, find your way back here. Like I said, I got a couple of other drafts coming up. These ones are non-keepers, so maybe Monday. I know it's Thanksgiving, okay? But maybe Monday evening we do that. I'll stream Warzone on Facebook. If you're not following Facebook, facebook.gg/fuzzychris91. Go ahead, hit the follow button while you're there. Well done. I mean, hey, just put it in the work, boys. Putting in the work. Putting in the work. Putting in the work. So make sure you do that. And I might do it, like I said, Monday. I got a couple of drafts coming up, some times here and there, kind of settling in. These are non-keepers, so you'll be able to see it from a straight perspective, every single pick and what they look like. So maybe, I don't know if I'll do both that I have left. I may do one, but we'll see just how I feel in general. That's how I do most of my life. How do I feel? You know? Stream snipe the draft Monday. I did a pretty good job. Did a pretty good job of keeping all that tamed. Even if you do, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I didn't give anything. I didn't give too much away. Every draft is different. Don't remember. People worrying about who I'm picking, it means that they're not worrying about who they are picking. Don't worry about what others are doing. Worry about what you're doing. That's how you win drafts. And don't forget, you cannot win your league on draft day, but you most certainly can lose it. So make sure you get good picks in, players with value. It doesn't matter what position they play. You figure out position later. You make trades. If you have an abundance of something, it means another owner has a shortage of it. You find that owner, you make a trade. That's how this works. So thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for being here. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Everybody says that. And then they show up to the draft and they fall apart completely. Chris, I hope your draft goes. I do hope you do well. I hope you finish second, though. Right? Obviously. But yes, make sure you head over to the Fantasy Alarm, get yourself a copy of the draft kit. Like I said, I put it together with Andrew. Good bud. You know, I put in the time, #grind, to make sure that those rankings are as accurate as possible. I use them myself, so it's not like I put them together and then use something else. I use what I put there. Like I said, the team over at the Fantasy Alarm, we do a great job of keeping stuff up to date. You know, great players and whatnot. But thank you again for hanging out with me. And tomorrow's Friday. I don't think I'm going to stream tomorrow. So probably Saturday in the afternoon. Saturday morning, I play hockey. So we'll see each other then.